So let us start today's class. Till last turn, we have gone through that how we can use the network technique. So in the continuation of that, today we will see about that how we can use the PERT method. PERT is basically the program evaluation and review technique. So this is a management tool used for planning, controlling, and reviewing the project. And this was developed by the US Navy along with the management consultancy firm for the Polaris missile program in 1958. PERT is commonly used in the manufacturing industry. Basically, it is used in R&D research and development types of the program, and it is assumed that activities and their interdependencies are well defined, and also it is assumed that the activity duration follows the stochastic or probabilistic duration. So, this is in it. So in this part, we have to do the time estimation. So PERT can apply to the any field requiring a planned, controlled, and integrated work effort to accomplish the goal. A project is composed of many diversified activities which contribute to its completion according to the defined schedule. It is a technique that statistically presents knowledge about these activities and their uncertainties also. PERT is a manager's tool to define a project and coordinate various operations involved. This PERT provides a direction to accomplish the objective of the project. Also, it is a profile that aids the decision makers but does not make the decisions. And it is a way for synchronizing the various parts of overall job. It is a technique that provide the statistical information regarding the uncertainties about the computational time of the various activities. So in the PERT network uses the network diagram consisting of events which must be established to achieve the project objective. An event is particular instant of a time at which some specific part or plan is achieved. It indicates a point in a time and does not require the resource. The PERT system is event oriented. So in the PERT system, the general shape of the probability distribution curve associated with the three time estimate. So there are lot of uncertainties in the PERT. Like after the network construction for a project, the time required for occurrence of each event is determined. Since the activities are to be performed in future, the time required for each activity can only be estimated. And there is no problem in estimating the time if the planner is thoroughly familiar with the project activities. So, however, in certain cases, an exact estimation of a time for the completion of an activity may be difficult. There are two types of approaches for the assessment of duration for activity completions. So first approach is the deterministic approach and second approach is the probabilistic approach. So let us see what is the deterministic approach. So in this approach, we may assume that we know enough about each job and operation so that a single estimate of time is sufficiently accurate to give responsible results. This approach is used by the CPM user. And second one is the probabilistic approach. So in this approach, we may only able to state limits within which it's certain that the activity duration will lie. Between these limits, we must guess. So we have to guess between these limits. What are the probability of executing the activity is that is need to be guessed within this limit. This approach is followed by the PERT user. So here in the PERT, we will use this approach. PERT system was developed and is being used frequently for research and development. I already told you about that. And why it is? Because there are a lot of uncertainties. In a CPM project, we have the certainties. In the PERT project, we have uncertainties. These are research related to the research project, and we are not able to exactly predict the time for what time it will take. So in the PERT system, the time is most essential and a basic variable. As the PERT system is used for the R&D project, there is an uncertainty about the time required for the completion of various activities. Exact estimation of the time is difficult, and in this system, the planner are making three types of the time estimate. Okay, first type of the time estimate is the optimistic time estimate, and this is the shortest possible time in which our activity can complete under the ideal condition, and that is represented by the TO. Here in this figure, you can see that TO is represented here, and the probability in this graph, you can see the time duration is given in the x-axis and the probability is given in the y-axis, and TO is given as the optimistic time. Optimistic time is that when all the situations are very familiar and there is ideal condition. Second type of the time approach, that is the pessimistic time estimate. So pessimistic time estimate, this is the best guess of maximum time that would be required to complete the activity. It is the time required to complete a particular activity in abnormal situations, and that is represented by the TP. So here in this graph, you can see the TP is given here. Here, this the TP is here. You can see. Now, so in this approach, there is another type of the time, that is the most likely time estimate or most probable time. So in the most likely time, which an activity would most often require if normal condition prevails. This time estimate lies between the optimistic and the pessimistic time estimate. It reflects a situation where conditions are normal and things are usual and there is nothing exciting. And this is represented by the TL or TM. Here in this figure, this is represented by the TM. So now this time estimate looks simple, but are not easy to prepare. They give useful information about the uncertainties of the activity, and these time estimates are usually expressed in the days, weeks, or months, and represented calendar dates. So in this figure, you can see that TO, TP, and TM, these are the most likely pessimistic and optimistic time is given here. Now, on the basis of that, we have some time, we have to calculate the expected mean time of an activity. So for that, the expected mean time of the activity can be obtained. T is equal to T0 plus 4Tm plus Tp by 6. This formula or equation is used to find out the expected mean time. Also, there is a way to find out the standard deviation, that is the sigma t, that is obtained by Tp minus To by 6. Also, there is a formula for the variance. So there is a formula for the variance that is also known as the standard deviation square. So that is known as Vt is equal to sigma t square is equal to Tp minus To to the power whole to the power 2 whole to the power 2 by 36. Basically, it is the sigma t square. That is the standard deviation. Also, now this part is related with the probability distribution. The term probability is connected with the chance and uncertainties. All the three time estimate, there is a planner select with his experience or from the frequency distribution has there is a inherent uncertainties. So in the probability analysis, we try to associate some number with the uncertainties. The probability measure lies always between 0 to 1. So there is a chances of happening any activity 0 or 1. If an event has a probability value of a 0, so it will not occur. And the closer the probability value to 1, the more certain the occurrence of the event. So the probability number can assign to estimate time if sufficient data is available. And generally we use available data to plot the probability distribution. The probability distribution is the curve with its height to standardize that the area under the curve is equal to the unity. So in the previous we have talked about the sigma. So this is a typical type of a probability distribution. That is the, we can also understand it as a beta distribution. So which fits well with the PERT analysis. The beta distribution is the probability distribution which is not symmetrical about its apex. The standard deviation in beta distribution is given by, I have already told you, that is the sigma t standard deviation. This is there, the standard deviation of activity, that is sigma t is equal to Tp minus To upon 6, where Tp pessimistic time and To is the optimistic time. Now, so in the PERT, there are various types of the time are also. We will see the related numerical. So in the time calculation, in the PERT, there are two type of computational of a time, like earlier expected time and latest allowable time. Earlier expected time is known as a T, and latest allowable occurrence time is known as a TL. So let us see the earlier expected time. So it is the time when an event can expect to occur, and it is denoted by the T. It is computed by adding the expected time TE of all activities along a path leading to that event, and if there are more than one path leading to that event, then the maximum of the sum of the t along the various paths will give the earlier expected time. For example, here you can see. So consider the network. This is the network. The earlier expected time for the various events is shown here. That is this. So TE is 0 for event 1. T for event 2 is 3. T for event 3 is 7. Basically, on the arrow, the time is given. So for earlier expected time, we have to do the addition. So for event 1 to 2, it will take 3 units. For 1 to 3, it will take 3 plus 4, 7 units. For 1 to 4, it will take 2, 3 plus 4 plus 5, 12 units. Or for event 5, 1 to 5, it will take 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 2, 40 units. So this way we can calculate the earlier expected time. So thus we can conclude that the earlier expected time for any event is the sum of the activities expected time of activity path leading to the event under the consideration. Now, after that, there is a latest allowable occurrence time, that is known as a TL. So latest allowable occurrence time is basically, it is the time by which an event must occur to keep the project on schedule. It is called as allowable occurrence time, and it is denoted by the TL. Whenever a project is taken up for the execution, the decision is made regarding the completion time of the project, and the expected figure is known as a scheduled completion time or contractual obligation time. It is denoted by the TS, and it is refers to the latest time of the last event. So in that case, the TS is equal to the TL. So let us see that how it is calculated. So for example, we can see this figure. So in this network, there are the 5 events, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 activities. Their time of occurrence is given there, like 4, 3, 6, and 4. So TE can be computed for this will be, so like here you can see, first this is T is calculated 0. Second, TE is calculated 0 plus 4. If this 4 is given, this is not correct. For next, the TE is the 7. For event 4, the TE is the 13. And for event 5, the TE is 17. Okay. So now if we schedule the completion time for this project in 20 units, so the TE is basically the earliest expected time. मतलब 17 दिन जो है वो अर्लियर एक्सपेक्टेड था कि 17 दिन में हमारा प्रोजेक्ट हो जाएगा. बट if we expect or if you plan our project for the 20 days, then the TL can be scheduled like this. So we will do this in a reverse order. So TL is 20. So for event 4, it will be the 20 minus 4, that will be the 16. Then 16 minus 6, the TL is 10. Then 10 minus 3, TL is 7. Then 7 minus 4, TL is 3. So this way it is calculated. Here in the this calculation is given like this: 16 minus 6, 10 minus 3, 7 minus 4. So this TL time is given. Here in this figure, the TL represents the latest allowable occurrence time, and in the above the event number is given there. So for this calculation, the formula can be calculated like TLI is equal to TLJ minus TEIJ. So that is there. Also, sometimes there is a schedule completion time that I have already told you, that is the TS. So whenever the PERT network is analyzed, the decision is made regarding the completion time of the project, and the accepted figure is called as the schedule completion time. Then after that, there is another term which is used, that is known as a slack. So what is slack? So slack is basically the difference between the latest allowable time and earlier expected time of an event. So S is equal to TL minus TE. So the slack gives the idea of time to spare. Slack generally means more time to work and less to worry about. And it marks those areas which have excess of or of resources. It also points toward the potential trouble areas. These are the areas of the minimum slack or a zero slack. So let us see the various types of the slacks which are available to us. Okay. Now, in this table, you can see that events, their earlier expected time, their latest allowable occurrence time is given there. So event 1, the T is 0, TL is 0. Event 2, the T is 5, TL is 11. For event 3, the T is 6 and TL is 6. For event 4, T is 5 and TL is 6. For event 5, it is T is 9 and TL is 7. So this is the time duration which is available to us. Okay, so the slack is calculated like, for event 1, we don't have any time, so we have to immediately start the activity. For event 2, we have, if we start early, so we have to start on 5th day, but we can delay it up to the 11th day. So we have the available slack of 6 days. 6 दिन हम आराम कर सकते हैं कि 6 दिन बाद भी करेंगे तो प्रोजेक्ट हो जाएगा. So this is the slack. Similarly, for the event 3, we have 0 slacks. For event 4, we can start on 5th day, but we can delay up to the next day, that is the 6th. So we have the slack of 1 day. एक दिन हम आराम कर सकते हैं. For event 5, we have to start activity on the 9th, but if we we don't have the TL is 7, so we don't have the slack. So we have to start this activity as earliest as possible. So based on this information, there is a categorization, or so that is in that the first one is the positive slack. So if the TL is greater than the TE, so it is a positive slack and it indicates the project is ahead of the schedule. मतलब कि schedule से पहले चल रहा है और हमारे पास बहुत time है और resources भी हैं. For negative slack, the TL is less than the TE. This is the negative slack, like in the case of event 5. It indicates the project is behind the schedule, and it implies that there is a lack of resources. Also, the third one, that is the zero slack. So zero slack, in case of zero slack, the TL is equal to T. That means it indicates that the project on schedule and that the resources are the adequate. Next is the critical path. So critical path is very important phenomena in the network. Okay, so the value of slack associated with an event and determine how critical is that event. The less the value of slack, the more critical an event is. A critical path is the one which joins the event having 0 or the maximum slack time. All the events along the critical path are considered critical because any delay in their occurrence will result in delay in scheduled completion of the project. A critical path is thus the longest path connecting the initial and the end event. A critical path is marked by a thick line. So we will see that how the critical path can be obtained. That is, identification is very easy. Now let us see how can find out the probability of meeting the schedule for a project. So if TE and the schedule time of completion of project and TS are available to us, we can calculate the probability factor Z using the sum of the mathematical calculation. So first, standard deviation corresponding to the critical path is calculated. So for that, we know that sigma is equal to sum of the variance along the critical path. So first we have to calculate the variance. Variance is equal to basically TP minus TO upon 36. So TP minus TO ka whole square upon 36. So that is the variance. So once we know the variance, then we have to calculate, knowing the TS and TE, we can define the time difference, that is the TS minus TE. So Z is equal to TS minus TE upon sigma. So that is sigma is equal to under root sigma square upon Ij. So we can find the probability with respect to the normal deviation using when Z is equal to 0. So there is a 50% chance of completion of project, and when Z is positive, it is more than 50%, and when Z is negative, it is less than 50%. So this way we can calculate the probability. There is also a method by which we can calculate the probability approximately, not in terms of 50-50. So that we will see in the future discussion. Now let us see the numerical problem or the examples related to this. So for this, let us see. Okay. So here in this figure, we have to calculate the TE. That is the TE is basically the most likely time. That sorry, T is the expected time we have to calculate. Now for the T calculation, we have to simply use this formula, that is the TO plus 4TM plus TP. Activities are given 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, and 4 to 5. So these are there. Now T0 is there, so that is the 3, 4, 6, and 2. So simply written in the tabular form. TM is given is the 5, 8, 8, and 4. That is written in the tabular form. TP is the pessimistic time, that is given in the 7, 12, 14, and 7. That is given there. So T can be calculated using this formula, that is T0 plus 4TM plus TP upon 6. So that is there 5, 8, 8.66, and 4.11. The summation of whole is 25.83. So this is the way we can calculate the TE. The second method is not different from the previous one. So that in that the TO is calculated for summation in the summation form. So 3, 4, 6, 2 summation, 5, 8, 8, 4 summation, 1 plus 12, 14, 7 summation. So TE is simply the calculation of that. 15 plus 4 into 25 plus 40 upon 6 is equal to 20.25.86. So in the mathematical calculation, it is we will get the same type of the result. Let us see the next example. So in this example, we have the network diagram, and we have to find the expected time for each of the path, and also find out the critical path as well as the expected time of the project completion. So in this figure, we can see that the network has the five paths like 1, 2, 4, 7. So 1, 2, 4, 7. Second is 1, 2, 5, 7. 1, 2, 5, 7. Third is 1, 3, 4, 7. Fourth is 1, 3, 6, 7. And 1, 4, 7. These are the paths, and we have to calculate the TE of the each activity. So for this purpose, we have to simply draw the table as we have done for previously. तो इस तरीके से we will calculate the TE. Now so in the tabular form, TE is calculated. Now for each of the path, we will add do the summation of the TE of the path. Expected time का path निकाल लेंगे. So for path 1 it is 25.66. For path 2 it is 13.16. For path 3 it is why it is 23.5. For path 4 it is 24.66. For path 5 it is 15. Now we have to find out the critical path. So critical path is basically that path which has the maximum TE or maximum length of the duration. So in that we have seen the maximum value is the 25.66. So this path is the critical path, and that the duration of the path is 25.66. So this is 1, 2, 4, 6. 4, 7. That is This is wrong here. 1, 2, 4, 7. That is 1 here. Okay. The critical path is 1, 2, 4, and 7. This is the critical path in this case. Let us see the another example. So in this example, we have to find out the TE of all the events. So in this network, we can see that events and the timing is given there for each activity. That is 4, 4, 6, 3, 4, and 5. And event number is there. So T can be calculated. TEJ is equal to TEI minus TIJ upon E. So in that, so हमको we have to calculate the earliest expected time. So in that, for event 1, T is 0. For event 2, it is 0 plus, it will take 4 unit of a time. So T is 4. For event 3, it will also take the 4 unit of the time. So that is the 4. For event number 4, the TE is 3 plus 4 plus 3, that is 7. For this path, for path 1 to 4, it is 6, and for path 1 to 4, 1, 3, 4, it is 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. Here it is also written wrong. 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. So now we see that at this event number 4, the T is having 3 values, 6, 7, and 8. So the path that will take the longest duration, that we will select, और जहाँ पे TE की value, earlier expected time value is higher, so that we will select. So for this event, the TE is equal to 8, and after that, for path 4 to 5, it will be the 8 plus 5, so that will be 13. Okay, so this is the way of calculating the earlier expected time. Now let us see another example. Okay, so in this example, the network diagram is given to us, and we have to calculate the TE for all events. So in this figure, we have to see that the diagram is given, network diagram is given 1, 2, 2, 2. There are various paths. So for that, we have to draw the table. So in this table, first events are given there. Their predecessor event is also given there, and activities are given. So for event 1, there is no predecessor event, and activity is also not there. For event 2, the predecessor event is 1, activity is 1 to 2. The time is 4 taken by for 1 to 2. For 1 to 3, the time is taken 5. For 1 to 4, the time is taken 6. And T, for this purpose, the TIE is 0 and TJE is 4, 5, and 6 accordingly. For event 4, the predecessors are 2, 1, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So for activities 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. 1, 4, 2, 4, and 3, 4. 1, 4, 2, 4, and 3, 4. So now here the duration is given there, that is 6, 3, and 4, and TIE is equal to 0, 4, and 5, and TJ is equal to 6, and 3 plus 4 is equal to 7, and 4 plus 5 is equal to 9. there. For similarly for other event, for event number 5, the predecessor is event number 2. For event number 6, the predecessor event is 3. For event number 7, the predecessor event is 4, 5, and 6. So 4, 5, 6 is given there. Related activity is given there. So 2 and 5, 2 and 5, 3 and 6, 4 and 7, 6 and 7, and 5 and 7. And for event 8, predecessor event is 7, activity is 7, 8, the duration is 5, TIE is 17, and TJ is 22. Now, based on this information, you can simply write out the values of the TE in the network diagram. So, this is the example. Now, let us see another example related to the probability. So, there is a project that takes the 20 days along the critical path, and the value of the sigma is 4 days. So what is the probability of completing the project within the 20 days, 24 days, and 18 days? So first of all, we have to find out the normal deviation. So for normal deviation, if we have the given time, that is the 20 days. So TS minus TE upon sigma, so 20 minus 20 upon 4 is equal to 0. And when z is equal to 0, the probability is 50%. When value of the TS is 24 days, so TS minus TE upon sigma, so 24 minus 20 upon 4, that is equal to 1. So it is the positive value. So probability is more than 50%. And when for 18 days, TL minus TS upon 4, that is representing a negative value. So negative, when there is a negative value, so the probability is less than the 50%. Okay, so this is the way we have to calculate the probability of completion of the project in a given time duration.